emails to go through. And they're not like little emails.
I know.
They're long, full answer emails. And I found this really, really old email from 2020 that I've unread. So now it's sitting at the very bottom of my box.
Good. Love that for us. We are back. Recording. I feel like we haven't done this in forever. Like it's been like a month since, well, we recorded in New York, but like.
I have to clear my throat.
Oh, fuck. Go. I
did just exercise all the way here, okay?
Yeah, you did.
I'm sweating.
Lance Armstrong over there cycled to work in the pouring rain today.
I have to be honest, I haven't watched the full video podcast yet, but I got a ton of texts being like, I was cackling.
Almost. This is going to come out on November 1st, which... November.
It's looming, but it's so exciting.
Can we say it? Let's say it.
Are we allowed
Not
to?
the day.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But November.
What's in November, Adele?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. In November, we are opening the doors to our second location, TMB Après Oui, November 2023.
Yep.
We are keeping the date under wraps.
Yes.
Because it's kind of a moving target right now.
Tis.
Well, not really.
Well,
it's a pretty hard start date.
It's like when my mom and Sarah Gosselin think about it, it's like a sweaty start date because we are going to be toit.
Yeah.
Toit. It's like that sample you tried on that's one size too small.
But with alterations, it can be let out and you're good.
It's a dream dress.
You just need a little bit of help from other people.
We just need a few more alterations.
Yes, a few more alterations in our new beautiful space. Because it's being finished, we got kicked out of our nice soundproof bag room, and we're back in
so now you can hear
the office with the fan and the traffic in the background, but soon.
And can I say, for anyone who hasn't been listening, shame on you, what Après Oui is?
Give us the elevator pitch, my friend.
All right. So, obviously, TMB Petrie, our original space where you buy your dress, where you have all the magic happen, is still going to exist in all its romance. But when you've bought your dress and Allison lovingly emails you that your dress has arrived, you will be picking it up at Après Oui. This is our after yes experience, more accessories, a little bit different vibe.
More provocative?
Yes. Sexy, exciting, also a little bit of a party. So you get to browse more accessories. We're going to update some of our accessory appointments to have a little bit more of a VIP experience. That's not the name of it. We haven't, I don't think, settled on it. But there's going to be 2 change rooms there. Great, big, beautiful change rooms with huge windows where you and your family can sit down and watch you try on your dress. There's also going to be our champagne lounge. It is TMB babes only, and it is available to you guys after you say yes to your dress in the Petrie building. I'm all the way over here, and when you come pick up your dress. I'm not going to give you too many details because that's also evolving as we go, but I just can't wait. I can't wait for the first pop of champagne in that space.
Yeah, it's going to be magical. It's going to be really cool. The whole entire vibe every time we come down and see it and kind of see like how it's progressing.
How it's developing is wild.
It's so wild and it's so cool. And Jess and I are both not the best, which is shocking because we're both very creative people. We're not the best at seeing things before they're done. So, and we will be sharing all the whole, I don't know, I guess construction or whatever once journey. It's done to show you guys where.
Because it was scary before. Like
it's terrifying.
It definitely had a really easy skeleton. Like when we came in, we're like, okay, the windows are huge, the ceilings are high, but it was like it had been another business for like 30 years.
Yeah, and it was like Pepto-Bismol pink.
Bad carpet, bad paint. Anyways, my mom has worked her magic along with a design team and a crazy cool construction team, and
it's gonna be so
and it's
good.
Not just champagne in the champagne lounge. Don't think we don't have more tricks up our sleeves.
Please don't underestimate us. Actually do, because I like blowing you out of the water all the time. But this week, okay, wait, actually I wanted to talk about something because it's kind of, and I don't know why this is coming. It just keeps coming up in my head. But like, it's about T Swift.
Of course.
Everywhere. But like also like I used to like love a bold lip. And we're just going to talk about lipstick because I literally need other people's thoughts on it. But like I loved a bold lip. And then like all of a sudden it became like not a thing, a bold lip. Like we were all doing like really neutrals and softs and like Charlotte
Tilbury.
Tilbury.
Wait to hear that this is going.
Yeah, and like, but then like now I see like T Swift out at like the football games and stuff, just like rocking her signature red lip, and like
I know. I think
and I'm
lipstick
like, is it
died
coming
for
back?
a while. Oh yeah, I think it died for a while because of the mask.
What?
Because of COVID.
Oh.
I never wore.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, and so now we're like, okay.
Yeah, like I feel like this is gonna like I feel like it's gonna
back.
be a thing. And when I was talking to a makeup artist on the lookbook that we just shot, actually, she was talking about like I was like, is lipstick like a thing again? Like I'm like, it's my new Roman Empire is like is a bold lip.
Is it
what's
back?
happening with it? Somebody needs to like talk to me about it. And she's like, yeah, no, like especially like if they're not doing like a dress change, or even if they are, like they're doing like a lip change or like something. And I'm like, kind of dig that.
I know. I wore lipstick, that really great lipstick I got from Aqua that like almost.
Oh yeah, I love.
I wore that the dinner date we had with Tal. And I was like, damn. I was like, I have, because I didn't really dress up, but I was like, now I'm going from work clothes, which I can't change because I don't have time, to dinner. And I was like, lipstick, that's all we got.
Yeah, I busted out like a burgundy on Saturday night, and I was like,
I feel
this
like
feels
in the
so
winter,
good.
I wore lipstick all the time. And now, you know what?
Okay, so lipstick is a thing. We're bringing it back. Also, please don't wear it to your appointment.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Don't wear it anywhere near the wedding dresses. But okay, so like it is a thing. Okay, well that's literally what's been consuming my brain.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad we got that off your chest.
Yeah, what's anything been consuming your brain lately?
I don't think you want to know that.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, touche. Okay, so
what are we talking about today, Adele?
Okay, so it's like raining. It's kind of gross. So what not better setting to talk about regrets?
Oh, oof.
So I've been married 8 months, I think. Jess has been married almost a year. So I feel like we're at a place that we can just like talk about our wedding regrets. Because I think we tried to talk about this like maybe like a month or two after we got married,
and
we're like
too close.
Everything was so great.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Is it bad to say you're No, you can cut that.
Maybe. Yeah, good thing we don't have these on video. People, the lip readers. The lip readers will be on us. So what would you, okay, let's be
starting
like
with a bang there.
Totally superficial to start. From your looks, like what would did you regret anything from your looks?
How hardcore are we going here? I'm just going to do it.
It's up to you. Yeah, you can.
And then I could regret this podcast after?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I regret
like your hair, your makeup.
No,
like
I loved
anything?
my hair and makeup. I do think I should have put my bangs up because there's an extreme amount of sweaty bang pictures. Like for the dancing, I wish I kind of like pulled those back. And the nodding is affirmation of my regrets. I would say the lace on my dress.
Interesting. That is not what I thought you were going to say.
I feel like now that, you know, not that I'm a style icon or anything, but now that there's all over lace long sleeves.
Oh, if people could see you right now, you might be a style icon.
I brought a change of clothes. Yo, I look like Princess Diana right now, okay?
It's giving Princess Diana got caught in a rainstorm, but also
bangs, it's the bangs.
It's the bangs and like, oh, it's like Dwight Schrute and Princess Diana had
a picture of me and then you
baby.
can show someone.
You're the offspring of Dwight and Diana.
Yeah, I feel like now that I've seen that look a couple times and like it's so hard. Like I'm not a designer. Not that I didn't love my dress. I love.
It's beautiful.
I feel like I should have gone with something a little bit more delicate. But then now that I think about it, I don't know. That's my first response. I feel like the lace was very wintry. Even though I got it in the winter, that's fine. Yes. But I feel like I wanted something more delicate.
Really? That's shocking. Of all the things, I'm actually like blown away by this.
Are
I'm
you?
like a little bit
I'm
like,
so
are you
happy I can
lying
still
just to
blow
get a
you away.
reaction? Because I don't know. I thought that was, I mean, and I know that you think that it was a showstopper too, but that's interesting that the lace, because we'd spent so much time, full team effort here, like picking it and stuff. But like, I also get that because like my regret in that sense, like of like my look, I guess, my aesthetic on my wedding day, not that I wouldn't pick the same dress again because that was always the dress, but it's kind of like that thing where we go to like market and you're like, oh man, if that dress was around when I was getting married, like I would have worn that. And there's a couple dresses that I'm like, ooh, I would have done that. Or I would have done a second dress or something. Like I'm like, oh, maybe I would have done fitted. And like, or I don't know.
You looked so good in that Florence dress for your rehearsal. I'd say another regret, I think I said this before, was like not wearing the Georgia Young dress longer.
So that was the dress you wore
to dinner,
to your
Cobalt.
reception, your dinner. Okay.
Yeah. I also, and maybe I would feel differently if I stopped and got some portraits in it, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Because I just feel like all the pictures I have of it are of me sitting behind the table, which is great because it's got a great top. And then our first dance photos. Yeah. And then there's no real portraits. We should have kind of snuck away, done a few. Yeah. But I was just so ready to like
party.
Yeah. So
it's wild. The hindsight is beyond 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I have so many regrets.
I would never want to do it again though.
Yeah. If I was to ever do it again, I would elope.
Oh, 100%. $1,000,000%.
But only because I've done it, if that makes sense to anyone. Like,
really?
If I've never, because I feel like I've had the big wedding. If I was to do a big wedding again, I would do so many things different. But if I was to do it again, I would probably elope. But not only because I've had the big party. I don't regret that party at all. I regret how it went down a little bit. Learn. If Colin and I were ever to renew our marriage vows, I think that I would elope.
All right. Interesting. I would totally elope, but I would elope instead of having the party. But maybe I can only say that because I've had it.
Yeah. Otherwise you would have eloped.
Right. I'd still want a giant aisle in my elopement, like a fucking kilometer long to walk down. Okay. Is there any other, like, we have some good regrets that the people of the Instagram have given us. Do you have any other like off the cusp regrets that you have about your wedding day? Like,
I still think it's still like, even though my wedding was extremely long and everyone who got their hair and makeup done, I still feel like I rushed through cocktail hour.
Yeah.
And I hardly did any group photos.
Yeah.
And it was, we didn't stop dancing till like 3 a.m. So I'm being very greedy. But I would have a wedding weekend. But that's just who I am.
But you also did have a wedding weekend, you alien.
Yeah,
it
I
was
did.
Started like 2 days before. Get out of here.
I'm obsessed with my friends.
You were going to say yourself. Oh my gosh. Okay, I get that.
Do you have any other regrets? Making your brothers MCs?
Bless them. That was, it was humbling. I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, no.
I knew what I was doing.
They were entertaining.
I did not expect anything less, and they did their job, and they did it well, and yep, brothers.
Gotta love them.
Yeah, cut you right back down to size on your wedding day. I can't think of like there's some throughout that people have DM'd about that I'm like, okay, yeah, I totally get that. One in particular that I saw here is giving people a role in your wedding to protect their feelings and avoid conflict.
What a goodie.
Right? Like, that's just, I think that is a unanimous, and you know what, people even said, like, not necessarily giving them a role, but people actually inviting people that didn't deserve to be there. And then she wrote, evil stepmoms be warned. But it's so true. Cut. Like, I think that you kind of do that. And I know that I have said on the record on this podcast that you should just have certain people in your bridal party to avoid the conflict and blah, blah, blah. And I think like that's not a regret of mine, but if I was going to do it again, I would have no bridal party.
Wow. I'm so offended.
Good. You should be. No, I'm kidding. No, I think that there's some, and I think, again, I can only say that because we had a bridal party, but when I'm doing an appointment and I'm chatting about like a wedding party or whatever, and the bride's like, yeah, I'm not doing it. Like, I just like didn't want to deal with it. Like, I couldn't pick friends. I couldn't do like whatever. Or like, we just decided like that's not part of our thing. And I was like, oh, that's so like badass.
Smart.
And like, maybe that's one of the things that like Gen X or what are they? Z?
Gen Z.
Z, yeah. Donna always corrects me to Z because we are Canadian.
Oh God.
But like maybe that's their thing. Maybe they don't have bridal parties.
They're kind of writing their own traditions, and that I keep hearing about new stuff. I think the bridal party, I agree, but I feel like I had that in, I only sympathetic invited very few, and I also feel like I stood true to what I wanted with my bridal party, because everyone made fun of how big my bridal party was, and it was a running joke, and I knew it was going to be, so I was like, I don't care.
Okay, so like you don't feel like there's really anybody that you gave a role to like protect their I feel like that's just like such a huge thing though. Like everybody. I
feel like you are the biggest hypocrite of that comment.
I know, that's why I'm feeling so called out by this comment.
Whoever did that, well done. One of my bridesmaids came down and we were chatting about she's actually having a baby. Woo! Which is the next kind of, I guess, the next step after weddings is like all your friends go through that stage as well. And she was looking back at all the weddings and all the people who maybe didn't congratulate her on having a baby that were potentially bigger parts in her wedding.
Stop.
So it's just like, I think if you do make those allowances and you know it's just a front, then that just kind of comes out in the wash, right? It's just like you reap what you sow. And that
and I feel like you can't make any expectations for it if that's what you're doing.
Right? So.
Okay, here, what else we got here? 80% of people gave no gift from the list that my mother-in-law invited. The no gift thing is really weird at a wedding, and I feel like you need to call out, we're going to leave names out of it, but let's call out a certain person that just got married.
Yeah, and they got absolutely stiffed.
By people coming to their wedding.
Stiffed is not the right word. As a wedding planner, the first thing I learned in counseling couples, like actually in my program when I got certified as a wedding planner, is that you're supposed to tell couples that you should never count on cash or what you're going to get from your wedding to offset your 100%. Things.
Okay, yeah, I can get on board with that all day.
Yeah, you have to kind of do that, and people still do. I counted on it a little bit. I had two complete opposite experiences from weddings this year, where one wedding that I went to, they absolutely, like, people were extremely generous and they were blown away and they were just beside themselves with how wonderfully set up they were for the rest of their lives. And like, you know, they don't have a house together yet. And like, it's all this like amazing, amazing generosity from every single attendee at their wedding. Nobody didn't give something, whether it was a friggin' gift card to the keg, $20. Mind you, if we're talking about ethics here, you and your partner should cover your plate in order. That's the appropriate amount of gift. And people are like, what's a plate? That's like how much per head the venue is charging the couple.
Yeah. And if you don't know it, feel free to call the venue.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, what was your average price per plate? Don't go be like, hey, I'm coming to this wedding. Can you give me details on their contract?
Yeah. Like, call me up. Call another person who is in the industry.
DM us.
Honestly, DM us. I will answer every single money DM about what to give in the envelope, because it's a respect thing. And it's also that it's like, anyways, I'm not going to get into it. But every single person at that wedding gave something. Lovely. That's what you're supposed to do. It's a thank you for hosting a beautiful event. It doesn't even cover their cost. Covering the plate does not cover everything that's on top of the plate.
Yeah.
Anyways, at this other wedding, the complete opposite, not only did people not cover certain expenses, but lots of people left nothing. Several people in one group all signed a card together.
I'm disturbed.
Saying, congrats.
With nothing in it.
With nothing.
A group thank you card with nothing in it.
So just know that just like girls talk locker room talk, brides talk shit about what you give at the wedding. And 100%. They don't have to name names to make it effective, but
there are spreadsheets that are made.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And kind of like you said, like, it's not like you were sitting there being like, I'm inviting these people because I know that they're going to give me a gift and I'm going to be able to like make money off this wedding. Nobody's making money off a wedding. If you've made money off a wedding, I would love to talk to you.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Actually, I don't want to talk to you because then I'm going to feel really bad about myself. So that's fine. I was actually watching a TikTok of a girl that we follow on the TMB TikTok, and she just gotten married, and she's like, I just want to do like a PSA, like don't go into debt for your wedding, which I completely agree with, but again, you're not making money here. And she's like, it's just that last 2 weeks where you're just like,
you just blow it.
Doesn't matter. What's another $1,000 at this point? And I think we all fall victim to that, especially like
lots of things went on the line of credit. Big time.
Or like, and it's like with florists, it's like last minute things like prices went up, or actually
I added a bunch of things at the very last minute. I was like, this looks too sparse.
Exactly, as I was gonna say, like you're just like, I'm worried about this, like
throw it on the bill.
Okay, speaking of which, florists, because somebody talked about we have a couple that are like, I regret my vendors, like hiring a wedding coordinator that didn't do her job, my florist, like not doing research on my vendors, like all this stuff, like just taking friends' recommendations. And I have to tell this story about one of my really good friends and her like florals are so expensive, and like you're trying to like cut costs places and stuff. And so she found on like Facebook Marketplace, like one of those like wedding like swap
I love this story.
Yeah. One of those wedding,
where is this going?
One of those like wedding like community, I don't know, whatever they are. And somebody's like, hey, like I was getting married, I'm not getting married anymore, does anybody want to pick up my contract for my florist? Like the deposit's already done, we're not getting it back, you just have to pay the second half. And she's like, this is like a gift from the heavens, of course I do. She takes over this person's quote unquote contract, drive up to her wedding, I get this phone call, there's no florals, like the florist doesn't exist. I'm like, pardon?
It's 100% a scam.
It was a scam. And so it's the night before her wedding, rehearsal night. I'm like, okay, what do I do? And she has like a wedding coordinator that's like trying to figure it out for her. She's like, what do I do? Like, I need you. And you know what? She didn't even ask what to do because she's such an events person. She went into game mode, and she's like, stop at the one grocery store in this town and buy all the sunflowers. Guys, it was 2017. Give her a break.
Hold your comments.
All the sunflowers and like greenery, whatever that we could find. And so
I would have been like, you need to go to the next county. You need to go 3 counties around, every Zayres. Let's go.
And it was, we went into that Zayres and we just bought all them. But it was probably like 7:00 by the time we'd gotten to the grocery store. Anyways, it was the end of the day. And so like everything was kind of sad, but we just bought it all. We made all the bouquets, we did like everything. And it was like, when I tell you, when we walked into that reception with those flowers and all they were brown circles, sans the yellow flower petals.
You should have gone to like Michael's.
Yeah.
Fake flowers.
Yeah. I think somehow she got like another florist last minute to like do a base of a bouquet. Like, so there was, and her bouquet like was legit, it looked beautiful, and like they actually did all look pretty, and they fell apart.
And that's I think that's part of the thing that people are like, you know what, I'm gonna grow wildflowers for 2 years and then I'm gonna pick them and make my own bouquet. Florist isn't just putting your shit together. They like maintain and keep your flowers alive too. Like they're like, this is how you like spread out a rose to make it look like this.
Have you ever seen how they do that? It's really cool.
There's some things where they like cut and then singe the bottom so they keeps all the water in it. And like, this isn't just like walking around picking daisies. Like,
no, absolutely.
So with that, good vendors, and this is what I was going to say before you said this amazing story, is that if you get a bad vendor, give them feedback. Just like you should do a Google review for the vendors you love. Google reviews or anything. If they want a testimonial, I don't care what it is. But if they did a great job, then tell your friends about them and write it publicly. But if they did a bad job, or even something that you feel they didn't fulfill in their contract, or you have feedback, tell people that. Tell them, because they're just going to do it to someone else. And I think the best thing that I've ever gotten as a coordinator is a debrief after.
100%.
And even if the bride and groom don't do it with me, like I used to do it with Alicia. I'm like, okay, let's think about this event, how we could have done better.
Like an exit interview. You need to, I think that, I know vendors don't have time for that.
They don't.
But like, Yeah.
But an email saying like some of the things that you, even if it goes unanswered, triggered, it's nice to know that respectfully you can exchange. And as I think maybe I'm feeling that way, especially as well, because I am a vendor,
Yeah.
but I think it's really, really valuable to give like peer feedback, and like it just makes you learn things
For sure.
faster than just like struggling and disappointing people. And like, if you're a good wedding vendor, this is a really important day for someone and you don't want to fuck it up.
No, and like,
And making your expectations clear in the beginning is
exactly
also
making
really,
your
really
expectations clear. Yeah, I cannot agree more with that. I feel like that one hits very close to home for
it's
me.
different.
I think you just mentioned something about it, but like the one girl just DM saying, doing my own flowers, they are beautiful, but they could have been better. And I think that that's kind of like that DIY mindset that you get. And hey, if you've met me,
if you've ever met Adele, she's like, I could probably make that.
I have a problem. Like, it's like my own competition. It's like you. Like, I just get competitive with myself. Like, that dress that I wanted from Anthropologie, $400. No, I can make that. Pardon.
She spent, how many hours did you spend making that dress?
I'm going to tell you right now, I took a whole day off work to do it. And that was just the sewing part, not the like cutting out and the
there you go. You know what?
Fabric.
That dress looks great. You did a great job.
Thanks.
And you did do it. But at what cost?
Like, and it's just
like, and I remember getting the snaps from you like a couple days before Allie's wedding, and you're like, dress still isn't done. And I was like, God help us.
Because it got like, you know, when you just get like so anxious about like, I remember doing this with like essays or like things that like for school, and like sometimes even obviously with like work, and you're just like, and you just like push it off and you're like, I know my deadline's looming, but like, oh God, am I going to do it? Like,
it's called decision paralysis or executive dysfunction.
Yeah. Perfect. Love that. Mm-hmm. So DIYs, we love it. We just make sure that you have enough time
or just like have that expectation.
Yeah. Or maybe just like Jess said, like weigh out how much time it's going to take you, how much stress it's going to give you. And like maybe paying that money is the right answer. I shouldn't be saying this. I'm the last person that should be saying this.
Yeah.
Okay. What else
you know it.
Here?
At least
I know it. I'm very self-aware here. Rushing my vendors. Didn't eat enough.
Oh,
I think I had 2 bites of my meal.
Oh no, you got to eat. You got to make time to eat. Have your wedding planner or your bridesmaids or someone bring you a plate constantly. I felt like I was constantly like, eat this, eat this, eat this.
Yeah.
You just have to.
I wasn't good at that.
Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Yeah. Did you have water?
Okay. Being a people pleaser, preaching the choir here. We got that. That's thing. Not getting into a cute shorty to switch into.
Did you write that one?
I didn't write that one, but I feel that one. I feel that.
I feel like that. I think we've talked about this on a different podcast about like, you love your dress and you think you don't want to change, and then you're like, holy fuck, I need an outfit change, like for comfort.
Yeah.
And that's also, like Allie wore that cute pantsuit.
She looked so cute. Her little,
and she was like, she needed a rage. You got to like, she was like, the music, Off Night Media, was like raging, and she's like, I got to get out of this dress. Like I need my change.
Yeah. It's like, so I think from all of this, what we learn is that every person has a wedding regret. I don't think you go through this life and go through a life event like planning a wedding without a regret.
And I have to say, we don't use the word hate on here very often.
No.
But I have extreme dislike for people who are just like, it was just perfect because I married.
We got one of those. And
my
I'm like,
best friend. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. It wasn't perfect.
But for in all fairness, I think that when we were too fresh from it and too like on the clouds, we're like, it was the best. Like Jess's wedding ended with a fire alarm and the fire trucks and blood, but it was the best day ever.
Yeah. Like you can't say like even someone who it was fantastic, but you just like, there are things.
I
didn't get, like I had to drink champagne out of a solo cup, and you're like, that's not really even if it was just that. Everyone has a regret about like something, and that's the beauty of a wedding, is that it can be full of shit and still a great time. If you just keep that perspective. Everyone who's there is to celebrate you and loves you. And
I think that's that's pretty much the whole thing, that you don't escape it, and misery loves company, and
Oh,
we are
yeah.
always here to rehash the good, the bad, the ugly, and we could go shot for shot all day long on this stuff.
Like if you guys wanted to listen to a 4-hour podcast of everything we didn't like that happened in our wedding, we could probably fill that for you, not to worry. And have it like, that would be the untucked version. That would be like, this is what my mother did, this is what my dad said right before. We could just like, that would be, I think you'd have to sign up for that and pay us in Venmo for therapy.
Yeah, actually, just like, we don't even send the money. I just send it straight to our therapist. Just
our shared
for that. Yeah.
This is for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And shockingly, our therapist is not each other. So, we're going to go an external source here. We have
there is a
determined
professional.
that is.
There. See, some things you can't DIY.
We try, but you can't. Okay. What do we got here?
What is our sign off? How many of these are going to do without a sign off?
I don't know. I don't even have a. Okay. So, colossal, huge things coming up at TMB. A little word to the wise. 2024 brides, we see you in our DMs.
We see you in our DMs. We also see you voting "Don't have my dress yet" on the polls.
Something's got to change here.
If you want to get married and you want to wear something,
unless you have like an unlimited budget, but that's sometimes even with rushes, can't always get what you want.
If you're stressed in January, which we know you will be, we'll be here for you, but you need to get your little booties in. December is your cutoff, and we'll still take you back in January, but we're not going to be happy about it.
Yeah, just save yourself a little bit, because you know what? You don't want that to be a regret.
Oh, good sign off. Ooh.
All right, friends, we're going to figure out a sign off. That's my goal by the end of this year. We'll figure out a sign off.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo, pals. See you in a couple weeks. Bye.